guys, so welcome back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, I wanted to do some of my favorite books that have turned into movies. I'm going to do five that I read, and then the other five, these are books that I've seen the movie but have not read. I tend to do that more often. I am a movie person. You guys know every time in my monthly wrap up, I'm always telling you guys about movies or TV shows that I have watched. Love it, okay? I do think eventually I'm going to read the books that I've already seen the movie to, just to get just to see if there's a difference, you know. For all these books, I really did like the adaptations of the films or the TV shows. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so first, the ones that I have not read. First is The Hours by Michael Cunningham. This I remember watching my senior year of high school because my senior year of college, because my senior year, I got really into Julianne Moore, that actress. She is one of my favorites where I end up watching and buying a lot of her films. I don't know why I got on a kick. Y'all know I get on kicks of stuff. And I cannot remember, I think it was like an interview or something I saw something, and I just started watching her films and absolutely love it. Really wanting to watch this because of her. But then, as you can see, y'all, we got two prominent actors next to her, Meryl Streep and Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman actually won an Academy Award for her portrayal of Virginia Woolf. You see the life of Virginia Woolf towards the end of her life. She struggled with mental illness and actually committed suicide. It gives you her book, Mrs. Dalloway. And so you go from like past to present. So the present is like 2002 or 2001. And then the past is whatever years that she passed. And you also have the 1950s, which is just Julianne Moore's character. She's like a housewife and is bored out of her mind. um, and yeah, it's some other things to it. I would highly recommend the movie, but once I got the movie, that's when I really wasn't into books as much. But then when I saw that it was a book, I picked it up. Okay, next, y'all. Oh, I'm ashamed. I've never read Malcolm X, y'all. The autobiography of Malcolm X, the autobiography of Malcolm X, but seeing the movie billions of times, okay, billions of times, which Denzel Washington, he was robbed of that Oscar. He embodied Malcolm X. And y'all know, I mean, you have Denzel Washington and Angela Bassett, and you got Spike Lee directing it. Like, come on now. Yeah, I do need to read this. I say this all the time. I do need to read this. Um, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to read from this edition. I just wanted to get it because I didn't have it. But Penguin Classic Edition, y'all, they got this. And I think I might get it. Y'all know how much I love Penguin Classic Editions of Black Spines. Because, yeah, this mass market paperback just does not. Mm-mm. Next is Can You Ever Forgive Me? And this is by Lee Israel. I think the movie is actually called Can You Ever Forgive Me? And it's starring Melissa McCarthy. And y'all know Melissa McCarthy, she's a comedian. She does, comedic roles. But this is not a comedy movie. She plays the real life Lee Israel. And it was fantastic, y'all. But Lee Israel, she was an author. She mainly wrote autobiographies, like she did the autobiography of Estee Lauder and some other people. But at one point her books weren't selling. And she's like, what am I gonna do? I got bills to pay and things like that. So she came up with the idea of forging literary letters, like letters from like Dorothy Parker, Lillian Hellman. And these letters, of course, they would go for thousands of dollars. There's letters out there that we don't know if like Dorothy Parker really wrote them or was it Lee, Raswell. And she actually did get convicted. I don't know, did she do jail time? I can't remember. I know she probably had to pay like a hefty fine or whatever. And then she ended up writing this book, and it tells you about like her situation and why she did what she did. I would highly recommend the movie. I do need to read this because it's literally only this book is like 100 and some pages. Next, oh Lord, I'm also ashamed. I say every year I'm gonna read this and I never do. And I have the audio for this because just reading this, I started to read it and it was beyond laborious, where I'm like, I can't take this. So I bought the audio. The beginning is so, oh my gosh. Yeah. But I'm like, girl, you gotta read Roots. Come on now, you gotta read Roots. And lastly is The Wedding by Dorothy West. Dorothy West, she actually was known from the Harlem Renaissance. This was her first novel. Now the movie, this stars, ooh, some heavy hitters, y'all. Holly Berry, Lynn Whitfield, and somebody else. But I know those are like the two. Um, and I know it's like a highfalutin family. They live, I want to say it's at Martha's Vineyard. Yep, like, black middle class, black excellence. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie in a very, very, very long time. I believe Oprah Winfrey, she what like produced it or something like that. It probably was her publishing, her production company, Harpo Productions. You know what? Since I haven't seen that movie in years, which I don't even remember what happened, so this would be a good idea for me to actually read the book first, then watch the movie because I can't remember. Okay, so that is it for the books that I have not read, but I have seen the films. Now let's go to the ones that I have. So I have five. So the first one, hands down, Little Women, Louise May Alcott. I prefer the 1994 version. There's so many Little Women's. I like the 1994 version, the one with Susan Sarandon, Kirsten Dunst. The only person, in my opinion, that can play Joe March is Winona Ryder. She just embodied. I refuse to watch the newer one. I saw that. I said, "Oh, this is trash." And one thing that I really love about the 1994 version, not only just the acting, but the music. Oh, the music. I love that soundtrack. I grew up watching Little Women, and it's such a perfect, I can watch it all year round, but it's really like perfect to watch during this Christmas time, because it actually starts off, on Christmas, where the March family, they're really poor, and at one point they weren't, and this is like the first Christmas without presents, and their father is fighting in the war. It is so good, it's so relatable. I read this last year for the first time and was just, wait, was it last year or this year? I can't remember. I know it's recent, and tabbed it to death, loved it. I love both the book and the movie. Okay, next is The Women of Brewster's Place by Gloria Naylor. This was a mini series back in the 80s, and it was fantastic. Oprah Winfrey stars in it, and she produced it. You have Lynn Whitfield, you have Jack Hay, you have who else, y'all? Oh, some heavy hitters up in here. Robin Givens, so good. This book, it reads like short stories. You're gonna get the women of Brewster's Place. You're gonna see their struggles, being in the Brewster projects, and it's like everyone knows everyone. And we actually read this for Luxury's book club. I want to say almost 2 years ago, and we had a really good discussion. This is such a good book for a book club because it's such a conversational piece. And y'all, yeah, you can't forget Maddie Michael. You're not gonna forget Etta May. You're not gonna forget these characters. Next is Queen by Alex Haley. Now I have read one of his books. Just like in the beginning of Roots, how it was laborious, this was laborious. I remember my sister read this, and when I was reading it, I said, "Is this going to get any better?" Because I came very, 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 very close to DNFing this. She said, "No, you just stick to it," because in the beginning, he's setting up the family. Queen is Alex Haley's great grandmother on his father's side, I believe. But once you get to like when her mother is born, then that's when it really gets good and it picks up. The series, miniseries, fantastic. Now you can watch that in a day. You can't watch Roots in a day, but you can watch Queen in a day. It's gonna take you all day, but you can watch Queen in a day, and it is worth watching. Okay, next is The Reader by Bernard Schlink. You guys know I love this book. Every chance I can talk about this book, I will. It is so, so, so good. I watched the movie first and then read the book. And I have to say, this is a book where if you watch the movie, you really don't have to read the book. There was only one scene, you guys, where it was not in the movie, and it wasn't even a significant scene. Um, The backdrop is, during the Holocaust. You have a young man, young boy. He gets sick. A woman helps him out. He's about 15 years old. She's 30 something. They have a little fling. They have an affair. Again, a child. Yeah. One day she just picks up and leaves. He doesn't know where she went. And of course, he's devastated. He's 15 years old. He thinks he's in love. Then years go by. He's in university and he's studying to be an attorney. And her name comes up and he looks and she's on trial for something. Amazing. Okay. And lastly is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Y'all, this was a limited series, and oh my gosh, it stars Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon, and y'all, fantastic, fantastic. I'm a fan of Kerry Washington, and also I'm a fan of Reese Witherspoon. I really am. This was so good. I'm glad they made it into a limited series because you just got more, into the story. One thing I do love that the miniseries did, that the limited series did, that the book didn't do, you know in the book you just assume that Mia and Pearl are white, and the limited series they're black, and they kind of add that racial aspect in without like hitting you over the head with it, like, we know we black, we know we're in a white neighborhood, but the way that they wrote that in was perfect. And of course Kerry Washington can act her tail off, but I really enjoyed it. And the fact that you can, although what Mia did I don't agree with, but I lightweight kind of understand why she did it a little bit. Well, I don't understand it, but I yeah, I'm contradicting myself. I was like, well, girl, all that stuff happened to you, you know, even though what you did was wrong. You have, a neighborhood that is really, really white. They're really straight lace. And Mia and Pearl, they, move into Reese Witherspoon's duplex. It's a lot with Pearl and Mia's background, and when you learn about like her backstory, it's like, oh, okay, I understand why she is the way she is. There's a lot that goes on to it. I'm being around the bush, but this limited series I would highly recommend. I would recommend the book too. The book was really good too. They stuck to the story. Um, I would say though, I think I like the limited series better than the book, and usually it's always the other way around. But it was still good. But yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to video. Again, the books that I have not read but seen the movie, I do want to read those. I honestly do. Like, I need to read Malcolm X. That's in Roots, y'all. Come on now. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black Books. Bye.